check to see if there's a night guard or something?
There is. They don't go home at night at the maximum security crazy house.
I find out if Oliver McDaniel is still in resident at the moment.
I'm sorry, sir. We're not allowed to give out information about our patients on the phone. If you call during business hours, I'm sure that you can talk to somebody who'd be happy to set up a time. And come on. Oh, set up a time for you to be able to visit whoever, pass, whoever you would like.
If we came by and showed you our badge, would that work?
I can tell you if he's in or not, but to see him, you should set up an appointment with the people in charge. I recommend Dr. Oh, come on. Dr. Strinaldi, he says.
What's the score at the moment?
7-4, he says.
Oh, it's open.
It's still wide open. All right. Yeah. I'll tell you this. If he was here before, he's here now, and you should be stopping by at 8 a.m. tomorrow. That's the earliest that the doctor will be in. If you want to set up an appointment, I can let him know you'll be stopping by at 8 in the morning. How's that, officer? He says. He seems to have warmed up since you asked what the score was. Because men like to give each other the score because it makes them feel empowered. It's the only thing they've got left to feel empowered with.
That's fun.
Squally, you want to set up a morning thing for 8 o'clock tomorrow morning to the doctor?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Cut to.
I'm just over here trying to show this poor widow like some comics or something.
It's Grognak the Barbarian versus the Snake People, and the issue is called What Up My Naga.
Fantastic.
Wait.
Grognak comes up fairly often in the campaign, just so you know. It's a frequent thing.
She like tries to take it out of the wrapper, like slap her hand.
Okay. So, there you go. One hotel room later, 8 a.m., you guys are standing tall in front of the crazy house. The Clark Mental Health Institute.
Is there like lightning crashing in the background?
No, it looks like a pretty pleasant place with lots of guards and stuff like that. And let me show you some pictures of the nutter you're going to be getting to see. Ooh. Let's see, where's the nutter at? There it is. I even have a picture that shows that you're in the Clark Mental Health Institute.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Now, when you guys get there, because, yes, you have no problems getting an appointment. The doctor's very helpful and stuff. The guy is eating SpaghettiOs, and on his desk, you notice he has this odd-looking thing and a pencil holder made from an old can of SpaghettiOs. There are also other cans of SpaghettiOs sitting around for some reason.
Is that the desk of the crazy guy or the desk of the doctor?
Crazy guy.
Okay.
And he's also eating the can of SpaghettiOs in the creepiest fashion that you can imagine. Whatever creepy-ass fashion you can imagine, just add a little bit to the creepy factor, and that's how he's eating them. Just fucking creepy as... This guy has serial killer all the fuck over him. You're surprised he hasn't, like, stabbed anybody in the eye with a spoon by now.
I want to ask the doctor away from the...
The doctor doesn't come with you. He's busy. He's got other meetings. He goes, go ahead and interview him. Don't violate his civil liberties or we'll have a lawsuit. Good day.
I just want to know if he's allowed out or not.
Oh, hell no. He says, guy killed his own father and made efforts on some others. Thank you. Good day. He goes back to writing.
All right. I turn to.
Oh, what did you guys want to do with the rest of the contents of the safe, including the Grognak the Barbarian comic?
Well, they're not ours.
Oh, I'm still holding the comic.
What?
Yeah, you guys took this shit with me. Y'all don't know what this is worth.
That's called. You're a police officer.
Above the
Really
law.
bad one.
Yes.
Well, I'll turn
Still
in
have
the.
a laptop underneath the car seat for
I'll
Christ's sake.
turn in the finger at least.
That's it? Just leave the rest there?
It's not ours, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll tell them it's there, but you know, if they want to bag it.
They bag it because they don't know what else to do. They're just looking at you like, is this a test? I think it's a test. It might be a test. We'll bag it. Fine.
Oh, I want them to dust the safe for fingerprints, DNA that don't belong to Noah.
They bag the safe as well to take off to do these things.
Okay.
The recovery team of the KBC.
Just shows them like punch a hole in the wall as they're taking it out. Poor recovery team.
All right, I turn to Detective Cologne and say, you seem to deal well with crazy people. Why don't you take the lead on this one?
Shit.
You deal
I
with
feel like
me
I should
pretty
be
well.
offended.
Well, you deal with me pretty well, so, you know.
Plus, I've got this baby as a bartering chip, and I like pat the comic underneath my jacket.
Exactly. I knew you had a reason to do that.
Son of a bitch. And horribly. McDaniel, my dude, what's up?
He just does the really slow, creepy look at you with his fucking hollow, murderous eyes. He goes, are you part of the Galactic Overlords?
Sure as shit am not.
He relaxes slightly. He says, they've been trying to drive me mad, but they won't succeed. Could you give me a massage?
Dude,
I'm
same.
feeling rather tense.
Hard pass. But I will sit over here and talk to you.
I won't give him a massage while she talks to him.
One-handed massage?
One-handed.
On the back?
I slowly walk out of the room.
That's on the back.
Yeah, he's like, why aren't you using both hands? It shows Freddy looking at this big murderous hook.
Well, if you give us enough information, maybe I will.
Yeah, get off me, he says. He sits back up. He says, who died?
From what I hear, your dad. You want to talk about that?
He was trying to drive me mad. He was a clone sent by the Galactic Overlords. I'm sure you know that.
Gotcha. Oh, so you didn't actually kill your dad. You killed the clone. Okay, I got it,
Yep.
man. How them SpaghettiOs doing?
So good. He's doing the kind of provocative tongue action you normally only see in some of the more strange porns on the spoon that used to contain SpaghettiOs. For
I'm
way,
gonna rub my big Italian man stomach.
way too long. He doesn't offer you some of them. He really seems to like his SpaghettiOs. Hey,
So, what you got on your desk there, friend?
you guys don't look like shrinks at all. Stay away from that, he says when you ask about his desk. You notice it's got a button on the whatever the weird device is that's on his desk.
So we don't know what that device is.
Do you? I don't know.
Do you have an analyzed device card?
It reached over to push the button.
All right, he goes, no! And when you push it, it begins making like gentle wave noises and stuff. He goes over and pushes the button. He goes,
Right, it's one of those.
yeah. He's also got a Babe on the Beach type poster. So he apparently likes beaches, SpaghettiOs, and eating like a fucking creeper. This is the kind of guy that
Dude.
no person in the bar would ever accept a drink from. Not a roofie. He just went straight to the strychnine. Yay!
So, can you tell us what you might possibly know about a man being murdered by a clown and having his finger cut off?
Wow. You may have mental problems, he says. Do you want to join us for counseling?
So, I just want to make sure.
Who died?
The guy that I can't remember his name because I lost my notes.
Cool.
Noah.
Noah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That sucks.
Yes.
He was scared of clowns.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Yeah. Noah was a hypocrite to take on the project. We were in grad school together. A defense contractor wanted to hire a bunch of us to write some code. Noah passed because he didn't want to do anything that could be used to hurt people. And then the project he took on, with that, you could blow up the whole world. If you wanted to. He begins looking like...
So, if I showed you a series of numbers, could you tell me if it looks like a code that could be used for blowing up the world?
Maybe.
I'm going to go run out to the car and get the laptop.
They won't let you bring a laptop into a cell. So they give you a pen and paper, which you're not allowed to take the pen into the cell because they make them write with special ones. But you can take the paper and cell. So you have to meticulously copy all this bullshit over. And then you take it to him and he looks at it and goes, looks like sports betting shit to me. See here, the NIK, that's probably the Knicks. And he goes through it with you.
So how did you make your device?
Not yet. Not yet. Why? Did Noah get his done?
We're not sure.
Huh.
We think he might.
Really?
We
Any
think
idea
someone
where it is?
That's what we're trying to find out.
Okay.
Do you know where it is?
If I knew where it was, I would already have it. Yeah.
Do you have it?
No, I'm in a fucking cell in a mental institution. If I had a device like that, I would not be here. But you don't know where it is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be asking me dumb questions. Okay. Cool. When you find out where it is, let me know.
Mr. McNeil.
McDaniel.
I feel like there's something you're not telling us.
Yes, my real name.
I feel like there's something in relation to this case you're not telling us.
Do you?
Yes.
I'm sorry you have these feelings, he says.
Thanks for killing my lead up. I'm just sitting there moping.
Give me empathy rolls on this guy. Right. With barely making it, this guy looks real interested in finding out what you guys know. With making it good like Reb did, this guy is a ticking fucking time bomb. He's waiting to get some information from you guys so that he can go explode somewhere. Maybe take a lot of people with him. Freddy, he's a soul that's like a kindred of yours that you feel like you wanted to know this guy.
I don't know. It sounds more like an aspect of Dr. Fulton, actually.
I'd say Mildred probably, but okay.
Yeah. Mildred would definitely get along with this dude. She's always had a soft spot for monsters.
So, if one were to hypothetically build one of these devices and use it, how would, say, someone else track it down?
Shrugs. Don't know. Depends on how the device works.
How would you build a device?
If I knew that, I'd have already built one, and I wouldn't be sitting in a mental institution eating my SpaghettiOs here. There are better places in which to eat SpaghettiOs.
Do you know Mr. Crumb?
Dutch guy, math guy.
Yeah.
Never met him.
What can you tell me about him?
He's Dutch. There's only two things that I can't stand in the world, and that's people who shit on other people's cultures and the Dutch.
Yes.
Poor James, take a card. He's like,
Yeah, I recognize it.
yeah. Oh, just wait. There will be setups for things that won't land for several sessions. Like when Freddie found out that a literal wall of fire was a firewall, watching his eyes roll back in his head so far that I thought they were gonna fucking explode or something. That fucking made my month right there. I've never heard that much groaning. It was awesome. Or when they found out where the otters were from, more groaning. He sits there being super creepy. He goes, I need to have a nap now. Goodbye, detectives. And you?
Goodbye. Enjoy your SpaghettiOs.
Yes.
As I leave, I press the button.
It makes General C noises, and he goes, don't touch that button! Appears to be all it does. Push the button, you get General C noises, push it again, it stops. One button, that's it. That's all it fucking does. Any other buttons on the picture are merely in your imagination. You guys walk out of his cell, and the guards, you go through numerous guard checkpoints and stuff like that.
Okay. Let's come back to the car.
You guys mope your way back to the car. Everybody thinking that they must have. Evidence analysis rolls, please.
Woo.
Reb's like, they missed something massive somewhere. We suck as detectives. Our life is a lie. Drive the car off the cliff. Thelma Louise!
Nora also thinks that.
Oh, well, good for
Yeah.
her. Yes, Thelma and Louise time. Round one.
Yep. Yeah. There's a question in my mind that I can't ask, so.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If you PM it to me, I might give you a card if it's a good question.
I don't know if it's a good question or not, but.
Well, you'll know if I give you a card. I may give you a card even if it's a bad question because, you know, that way you'll think it's a good question and I'm a bad man.
Well, let's go to the coroners at least and see what the report was.
No problem. You guys head over to the coroners. You do get the report. It was a 38. And according to ballistics, that's a good question. Yeah, actually, you could totally ask that one if you wanted to, but I don't know if they'll get the Maywork. Just take a card.
Okay.
So, according to the coroner, let me check and see if they have gotten the ballistics done or if they figured out anything from the ballistics. It was not a through and through. According to ballistics, that same gun has been used over a 15-year period for committing 4 different unrelated homicides in different parts of the country. The cops suspect that it's just a well-used hot handgun that gets sold and resold and sold and resold. Because not everybody's like the PCs and they can afford to just fucking throw out their guns after every shot. It's like, I shot this once. That's $900 I don't need. Fuck it. Woo!
Can you take us back to the other screen and clear out our hands and stuff?
Yes.
Sure. Right. That. So the question I have, which may or may not help you at all, I see you down the video online. Who knew that Noah was afraid of clowns and also had a fingerprint lock, so needed his finger?
Yeah, I was thinking his brother may have known that. Which is what I was thinking of doing next. Going to question him and seeing where he was last night. Detective Cologne, what do you think?
Yeah, shady dude.
All right.
Do you think he
It's my
crowbarred his way
professional
into the house?
opinion.
It's a good point, to be honest. He probably has a key.
Why would he have a key to his brother's house, though?
I mean,
Maybe
why
he
would
does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
You don't have keys
It
for
might
all
be
your
what it's
brothers
going
and
back.
sisters' homes? I do in case I need
Nope.
to rob them or get food from them.
Well, who did he know for a long time? So obviously he knew Alec, at least for a while when he was doing the sports betting. He knew the Tolman guy.
I still have
Obviously,
shitty feelings about the wife. Always suspect the spouse first.
yeah.
That's like Cop 101.
So she thinks she dressed up as a clown and shot him?
Yeah. She claims the whole time she has no solid alibi with anybody else witnessing her being anywhere else.
So you think she crowbarred her own house, took the device out of the safe, and then called us?
Okay, 1, yes, covering your tracks. Totally not inconceivable. 2, what is your obsession with this hacking thing?
It's literally the whole thing behind this case.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because the guy chopped off the dude's finger in order to break into his house and open the safe.
But how did you know it was in there?
Where else would it be?
How...
If he made it, that's where I would think to look. It might not be in there. I'm not saying that whoever broke in there found what they were looking for, but if I was trying to steal something, I would look in the safe.
All right, I'm willing to wager a bet here that it's definitely the wife and brother in cahoots working together. And if I'm right, what I win is one of you guys has to calm down my wife.
Oh, I'll calm her down all right.
Oh, then I'd be stuck calming down your wife.
I'm okay with that.
We have entered a weird part of this conversation. So, back to the wife and brother.
All right, do you want to go back and talk to the wife? See where the brother was?
I think we need to put her in a chair with a bright light on her. And I'm going to come at her really aggressively, and then you're going to be really nice. And we're going to go back and forth and good cop, bad copper.
You can feel free to point that out, Jameis.
Okay. Is there anything else? Well, we know he had the coffee because of his receipt. Is there anything else in his pockets and stuff that are of interest?
In his pockets? No.
In his house?
Mm. You guys
Oh,
really
there's a
didn't
pub.
search the shit out of the house, but you know, you kind of just walked through and said, "Nobody here to shoot." Kitchen's unusually clean and tidy. The rest of the house is trash. Shit in the safe. We don't give a fuck. Yeah, bag it if you want. They bagged it, and away you went.
We're the worst cops ever.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're amazing.
See, this is what
Amazing.
happens when you wake up in an Italian man's body in a job you've never done.
Right.
Yeah.
Just imagine if somebody woke up in your body and was trying to fucking do tattoo artist stuff and they'd never done it before, and they're looking at the tools going, "Well, I don't know how to draw, and I don't. It makes a weird noise. It doesn't seem to be leaving a line. Am I supposed to put ink somewhere? Do I just dip it in
You
and
could
then
even
go?"
get to the point. If you could even get to the point where you had a machine assembled and running, I would be impressed.
Yes.
So that being flopped into the cop position, no, we are doing a terrible job.
And the funny thing is that you guys seem to be senior and impressive detectives that everybody else respects, and you're thinking that
Don't know
may
where that came
not
from.
be the case.
Fucking stealing comics and hanging out with dudes in psych ward. Massages them with his hook.
I'm sure the chessboard and those other bits of paper in the safe have no significance whatsoever.
Nah.
And whatever else was in there, I can't recall what was in the safe at the moment.
It was a chessboard. There was miscellaneous papers, birth certificates,
Like
yada
a
yada.
death. Wait, did anybody look at the death certificate and see whose name was on it?
On the coroner? Yeah, probably.
No, there was a death certificate in the safe.
I think it
Whose
said
death
birth
certificate was it?
You
No,
mean
he
birth
said death certificate. No, he
Did you
said
say
death
death or
certificate.
birth?
If only there was some way to find out. But what do you know?
Let's go back. Let's go back to the precinct. Let's do the stuff that they bagged.
Okay.
Damn it, let's just sit here and argue about it.
Yes, exactly. There's a birth certificate, a marriage certificate, a death certificate, chess pieces, chessboard, and hold on,
Oh, the chess pieces too, right.
Well, yeah, you
But we don't know
generally
about
need
the
those.
horsey.
I don't know, they may just had the chessboard out of sentimental reasons, for all I know, to know the chess pieces.
They're the cheap plastic pieces, like what the big oversized ones you give to small kids and stuff, and hope they don't choke to death on them.
Okay.
It's a learning experience.
Well, I mean, it's an
what's-
educational experience. If they die from
What's
it,
on
that
the
too is an education.
What's on the death certificate?
It's got his name and it has like a fill in the date thing. It seems to be one of those joke death certificates that some people think are witty to get each other, but he apparently thought it was fun and got it. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it that's in there.
I want to look for hidden compartments in the chessboard.
It looks like the part with the squares that was cheaply printed on can be peeled off, but it's probably not supposed to be peeled off. But it maybe can peel off.
Can I go check the kitchen?
You're not at the house.
What
Right
is
now
it?
you're in the evidence locker.
Oh, just kidding.
Do we have like a?
You can check the precinct's kitchen.
Right?
Hey!
Do we have like a X-ray unit that we can scan the chessboard with to see if there's anything embedded into it,
No.
or any device
It
like
appears
that?
to be made of not plastic, cardboard. It kind of, you can bend it a little bit. Well, for you it's harder because you have to use one hand and hold it down with your fucking hook. Oh, by the way,
Okay.
give me for Emily, give me a luck roll and a listen roll on something. that you did mention very briefly, but then I think you ignored your own self, which was funny.
Trying hard to.
Okay, if you can make the luck roll, then it all works.
Luck rolls are back with basic info, right?
No?
It's at the top of the core skills.
Yeah, top right.
Be sure to put check in your listen.
Yeah.
Did you put
You
any
should have
points
checked
in
your
that?
learning, by the way. From earlier.
Where the hell is luck?
It's at
Top
the top.
right.
You've got Constitution,
Oh,
Dex,
I
and
gotcha.
Luck.
Right. When you were pulling out the horse, because you mentioned that you were playing with the horse or something, it knocked over the queen, which made a weird noise.
I'm gonna pick up the queen. Hey, Freddy, come break this open with your hook.
I'm not gonna break. What is it when you just break it? And,
Expediency.
does it open? If I turn it, does it open?
Oh, it's got
Fine,
those
I'll try to
cheap
like twist it
bottoms.
open and
It doesn't really twist open, but it's got those cheap bottoms with the felt stuff on it, and you can just pop that off.
Yeah,
And
yeah, top it off.
other than a key for a locker that has a handwritten number on a sticker that says 42, other than that key, there's nothing of interest or value in it.
Throw this all away. We've got no leads.
We're good cops. I promise.
Best cops ever.
I think we've got evidence to say otherwise.
I don't know what you call. Alright, so evidence. A lock code to number 42.
Yes. Doesn't say which locker,
Or which 42? Yeah.
right? Right. Yeah, and also
Yours
the
is like a
42 is
jam
handwritten.
fellow.
Handwritten.
Blah, 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 blah. Stat pruning. No, I don't have anything that high.
Oh, Freddy dodges another bullet.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check your hand, Emily. You've got a lot of cards there.
Oh, just kidding.
That's what you get for being smart and funny. Now suck it up and take all those cards.
Yes, sir.
I was just imagining if we were playing in real life, just fling cards at her occasionally. Stop it, stop it. You notice that Freddy hides under the table inexplicably. You're not sure why. He's hiding under the table. The galactic overlords have really got him nervous.
Yeah.
He's always hated them, though.
Damn it, I'm so sad to get rid of that.
What'd you get rid of?
Disney princesses, guys.
Ah, you could trade it to one of these guys. They might like it.
They all have 4. We can only have 4 cards, right?
Right, but they may have a shittier card.
Oh, well, if one of you guys wants it, go for it. I just dropped it on the table. Either that or I can just use it and put on an outfit.
You'd have to discard
Conduct the rest of this as a princess.
I'll take it.
What?
Where did you put it?
It's on the
down there?
below the tarot cards. Yeah.
Why did you put it
Yeah.
down?
Because
I
she
love you
has
and I
been
care
well
about
briefed.
you.
Yeah,
I know how to play this game.
she is good.
Yeah.
The real point is just to frustrate you as much as possible.
Take a card for knowing that.
I just remember the expression we used to say in the KBC, but I can't say it now because it might give clues.
Oh, yes, I'm sure that they've both gone and found those KBC files somewhere on the internet. Shit, I don't even have those.
I can't remember the exact thing. I'll just send it to you.
All right, so it would be to number 42. I
No.
doubt the wife will know it.
Does anybody remember seeing lockers anywhere?
Actually, you can suggest
Do you think it's at the mental
that if you want.
institution?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What's that, Emily?
I was trying to think of places we've been that would have.
You haven't seen any
Story
lockers in the places that you visited. However, you never did get to see Tolman Bunting's back room to know if there was a hidden locker there. But on the other hand, if he has a lady who is possibly armed and dangerous hanging out in front of it, you're not sure if it's the kind of place that would have a locker in it.
Search warrant?
You need probable cause for a search warrant.
Oh, shit.
James, go ahead.
Okay, you could search his phone and financial records for anything relevant or catch their interest.
Yeah, if you want to make well, you can put in the paperwork to get, you could have somebody who has bureaucracy skill put in the paperwork to get that information in a day or two to get the warrant for those, because that should be easy to get. A judge should be able to write a warrant on that without any problem at all, but hopefully you'll have this solved.
It's a lot simpler. If you're still
It's
alive,
super simple. Oh yeah. Super simple, but for Tolman Bunting's
those back in the
background,
days of the KBC, we just push a couple of buttons on the computer and boom, here it is.
yeah. You had a lot of very friendly judges and stuff.
Detective Strollo, please take care of that.
They just laugh at you and ignore you, and the case.
Because if he was paying for somewhere that had a locker, you could find that via his. Where's my bureaucracy skill? Right, I'm sure we'll get her record of a bank's company's address somewhere down the line.
It shows the paper that he's been given, or they filled out, and shows it being passed hand to hand until eventually a guy takes it into a fucking basement. The stairs are out, and he lowers himself by a line and goes over with a flashlight on his head, and he puts it in the filing cabinet, says "Beware the leopard," and closes it, and climbs back out.
As nature intended.
This is now you're to the tricky part of the case. The rest was pretty much just cleaning up the easy clues, and now you're to the God, I want to go hang myself in the background part. Good luck.
Yep.
And yes, others have solved this, so I know it's solvable.
I know one time we worked out where the locker was. We did this humongous back and forth stupid thing. I think it was also a mentalist mod.
Is there anything besides the number 42? How do we know this is a storage locker key?
It says storage locker key on it.
Fine.
That's how you.
So are we not just going to break into these places and check it out?
Where?
Which places? What, the
Homeboy's
puzzle?
back room.
What, break in?
Yeah.
No. We're police officers. Can't just break in.
I mean, but are we?
You do realize that would be inadmissible evidence.
You do realize I stole a comic earlier.
I think the mod on Monday is either going to be really quick or never be finished.
Oh, I can't wait to see what happens on fucking Monday. That'll be something. There's more pictures in that mod than any other I've ever made. But you'll get to play it after like a week or something after that, James.
With Pete, so it'll be solved, don't worry.
Yes. It'll definitely be solved.
And the girls, I have confidence that the girls will. It does require some
I'm not
thinking
saying
outside
I'm
the
just
box.
saying when we do it, Pete will be there.
Well,
so
Pete will be
I'm
there,
not worried
yes.
about it.
Yeah. She hasn't
Yeah.
gotten to play as Pete yet, so she hasn't gotten to see why his nickname is Sherlock fucking Holmes. Yeah. That's his nickname. I call him that sometimes, and he answers to it because
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's used to it by just giving up on caring, giving up on being annoyed by it.
Yeah. He's not the kind of guy who gets very annoyed at things, though.
So you got a locker key. What are you going to do with the locker key?
You want to swallow it to make sure you can't lose it?
I was about to say you're going to eat it.
You do need more metal in your diet.
How would we? Well,
Freddie's brain is overloading, Emily.
Nobody likes my ideas, so.
Your ideas are violent and stuff.
I like the ideas. I just want to go about them the right way.
Why?
Because otherwise, when we solve the case, the judge is going to say, this evidence is inadmissible because you went about it the wrong way. And then all of this will be for nothing.
We'll know we're right. So at the end of the day, isn't that all you need?
The moral victory.
Yes. Like, we're fully consciously aware that we woke up in somebody else's body still, right?
Totally.
Okay, so what? Why are we trying to follow these rules?
To be honest, I'm not sure if I'm using anything, but it's kind of interesting that you said the number 42 was handwritten.
Handwritten.
Yeah, it's
all I can think
sticker.
of is Hitchhiker's Guide. Like, that's all I can think of.
Yeah,
perfect.
I've got nothing to lead off from that, but just it's interesting
Hold
that
up.
it's a handwritten locker key. That's very unusual.
Oh, she's got it.
I might be rude, but there's not like a pool or anything nearby, is there? Or like a spa or...
It's Chicago. Nearby, it depends on how you define nearby. I'm sure there are spas in
I'm trying
Chicago.
to think of any place that you would have towels. I'm running with the Hitchhiker's thing, okay?
Oh, well, I see. Yeah, take a card for that. I like it, but you need to find something. It could be one of the hardest things is figuring out how to narrow it down, because in the city of Chicago, I think I can say without fear of contradiction, there are a lot of lockers. Now, they don't have in this timeline, in this place, according to Jameis, roll your new skill, Jameis. Come on, you can do it because you've got the businesses. You got it, Jameis. Businesses of Chicago in the zone skill. Everybody else can roll too. Of course, he fucking knows somehow. because in this zone, according to Freddie, you are full of shit, and he tells you so. But according to Jameis, in this zone, they didn't ever experience 9/11. It was thwarted or didn't happen or is coming up still or whatever. And so at train stations and airports and stuff, they have lots of lockers and stuff. Whereas in our time period, it'd be considered insane to have those lockers because God knows what would be put in them. But here it's a more innocent, trusting time. So
Give it a year.
Yeah, well, there you go. It may or may not even happen here. Things are just a little different here, a little off.
So you guys want to go check out... Okay, so if we're in Chicago, like, metro trains and stuff are a big thing.
Yeah, but you've got a cop car with sirens. You can use that.
I don't think checking every single storage locker.
You're gonna have to really narrow it down a lot.
Yeah.
I was just assuming whatever was closest to the steam. But
I still think we need to narrow it down a little bit somehow. Yeah, we need those bank records to find out what he spent money on recently. But
no,
the red bill will take years.
Well, I was just saying, but if I knew as soon as Logan said it's going to take a day or two, I knew it was really irrelevant to the case.
Jameis knows how to read the GM. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Okay,
if you're not getting the clues immediately, there's no point worrying about it.
Could take
I'm
years.
just going to stand behind Jameis and be Like, what?
You've got
Oh, you're
your
still doing the
comic
silent
book.
thing, aren't you? Do I open my comic book? Am I reading the comic book?
I don't
Should
know.
I read it?
Do you want to?
Let's read the comic book. I'm gonna read the comic book.
It's going to decrease in value, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's in one of those protective cases that if you take it out of the protective case, then the value immediately begins to decrease because your appraisal roll says
Oh no,
it's worth that now in the case.
I'm not a fucking amateur.
Oh.
We're cops. We have access to gloves.
Okay, no problem. She
I would put oil prints all over it.
Okay. It's the case is one of those kind that's made not to be opened, but you easily get tools here in the police station to get into it. And I'm not just talking about a pistol shooting holes in it either. No, I mean actual tools. So yeah, she pries open the case very carefully, wearing gloves, and then carefully reads the adventure. And apparently there was the barbarian is like one of these over masculine dudes who like looks like he's just inflated with muscle, and he goes up against a bunch of nagas, the half man, half snake people and stuff, and they're shooting poison arrows, and there's this big pit that has like this narrow ass bridge across it, and there's all these undead nagas in there and stuff, and there's they end up defeating the nagas and stuff after the guy gets scared off a couple times because arrows flew out of the temple, but eventually they return in force and stuff. And Freddie, this is kind of sounding a bit familiar to you, and it's disturbing you.
I knew immediately when I saw the cover.
Okay, so yeah, and that's what it's generally about. Eventually he kills everything. And I'm sure there's some busty maiden that he ends up getting somewhere because these kind of comics always have the busty maiden who's hanging out in skillfully ripped clothing, and which the Nagas must have spent hours doing her hair after carefully tearing the clothing and stuff. You're thinking nobody has hair that good after being in prison that long. So, yeah. Then he carries her off, and that's pretty much the end.
I think we need to go back to the house, search Noah's room, look at that puzzle nook. It may have hidden something inside of it. Look at the math books and the other books that he had there for any clues as to where.
So you're wanting to retoss the place that was already tossed is what I'm hearing.
You told us we didn't look at anything.
You didn't, but somebody else apparently did. They tossed the shit out of the place.
And this is all they brought back. There's nothing else they brought back.
What, the cops? No, you barely cared about this stuff.
Okay.
I mean, if you'd sent out the KBC recovery team, they could have had the entire fucking living room transported here. Just shows a big gaping hole in this lady's house. She's like, ah! Roof has been cut away and shit. She's like, where do I live? Oh, the other rooms are still okay. I'm just saying that it looked like the whoever broke into the place said, I need to find shit, and they trashed the place looking for shit. Well, most of the place.
Yeah.
And then,
So, to the puzzle place?
It's a great question.
Then,
feel free to ask that, but the answer is none that stick out.
Mm.
Yeah.
We know we travel daily. We went to the coffee shop daily, so if you're going to go for a locker, you probably want somewhere that's familiar to you. Go, hey, I go by there all the time. They've got lockers.
Does the key have a particular design?
Nope, it is as generic as possible. It is so generic that it slips into blandness and obscurity. You have discovered the meat of the case, how to figure out what locker this belongs to. Dun, 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 dun. Or, of course, you can always figure out who killed him and stuff.
Yeah.
Either
That's
one.
actually being relevant.
No. Freddy's like, I must have this device. Who killed him? Does not matter. device. Device is the important thing. Oh, yeah, Freddy, you can tell Freddy is really hungrily salivating over this device. You can tell his pupils are dilated. He's breathing heavily. He's got his special
All right, let's
thing.
go quick.
What?
Because we haven't done that yet.
Done
Brother.
what?
I haven't questioned the brother.
Right. No problem.
I kind of did.
Yeah, you guys go and track his ass down. He's actually staying in a hotel for a couple more days because he's waiting on the funeral of his brother before he goes back to Kenosha, Wisconsin, where apparently he lives and has a big mattress store where he sells mattresses. Yeah.
Where were you last night between the hours of blah when this thing happened?
When what thing happened?
I tell them about the house.
Holy shit, is she okay?
She's fine.
Did
But
you
someone
move her
broke
to
into the
a
house.
friend's house or sister's house or something? Girlfriend's house?
She's with the neighbor right now.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know she knew her neighbors well enough to stay with them for several days. Huh. Oh, I guess you really just don't know.
So, where were you last night?
Here, by myself.
And the hotel manager can attest to that.
He wasn't in my room with me.
The clerk that checked you in.
I don't know. You can ask him. I don't know what he knows. I know I didn't go anywhere.
Did you check in though?
Yes. I had to. Otherwise, they wouldn't let me stay here.
All right.
That's how hotels work, you see. If you give them money, they let you stay.
Yes.
But
Did your brother have a locker that you knew of? Private locker?
where?
Did he have a? I don't know. Well, that's what I'm asking.
Not that what, you mean like at a gym?
A general storage locker, maybe a gym or train station, bus station.
Why would he
Post
have one
office.
at a train station? That makes no sense. He couldn't go anywhere. He lives here. He didn't like to travel.
I show him the key. Does this look familiar to you?
He examines it closely. He says, "May I?"
Sure.
Takes it, looks at it,
No.
gives it back, says, "It's a key." He says it with confidence.
Okay. Thank you for your help.
I
I'll be in touch if we need any help.
what happened, Jameis, is he came in when he heard his brother got killed. Now he's hanging out here for a few days until his brother gets buried. Now he's going to fly back.
Well, he got here pretty damn quickly then.
Yes.
Because he got killed in the morning.
Yes.
Fast flight.
He could have been here for the mattress conference or something. Is they're always trying to sell mattresses in Illinois. But yes, he did get here super quick. But he's only one state away, so he could have chartered.
I don't know states. So,
He's close. He's close. He's closer than going across part of Australia.
He went across part of America, but it was sooner than going across part of Australia.
Australia's closer to him. He
Like
may
it.
know what it looks like.
yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, that giant fucking island there," everybody acknowledges, and not the place I'm in. Cool.
Thank you, Rafe.
Continent.
We'll be in touch. Thank you, Rafe.
He
Come back.
feels happy to have given the police so much assistance.
I'm gonna check with the front desk. Make sure he did in fact check in last night.
Well, he checked in. Was in like pretty much after you guys left. Looked like he hung out there for maybe an hour or whatever the minimum polite time is, and then he came here, checked in, and during the they checked his records during the time in question. They don't know for sure if he's in his room, but somebody in his room apparently rented 3 pornographic movies to show on their TV in succession and had room
clown
service.
porn?
Are they what porn?
Clown porn?
No, not cam porn.
No, clown porn.
Oh, clown porn. That would be so fucked up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, this is your world, so yes.
That would be a real fucking tell there, but no, it's just miscellaneous porn. Something number 17, something number 4, you know, that kind of thing. Because sequels are the way to go.
Back to your car.
You guys hang out in your car, hating life.
Detective kind of, and say, I'm starting to maybe agree that so far, the person who had the most motive to do any of this would be that puzzle guy. Because he had time, he had no alibi, he said to himself even. He had motive, and he knew the guy personally. So, how would you suggest we narrow it down a little? Besides breaking in like a bunch of criminals.
It shows in her mind, it shows her with 2 pistols. Go, I know you did it! The guy's like, oh, Jesus.
There's a number of ways you could go. Just a quick side question, and again, I don't have if it leads anywhere or not, so if you want to ask, feel free to ask me. That 42, is it the style of numbers that Noah wrote, or is it different type of numbers?
Take a card. It looks like Noah himself has written this.
Okay. Oh, play immediately. School pruning. If you have anything over 100%, reduce by 2.
Fucking Freddy dodges another one.
Bloody heavy. Bloody. I don't even know if I don't even have any schools over 80. So fuck you.
Yeah, you tried to trade that card to Freddy for me, would you?
Get rid of that. I have a victory, so yeah. I'm tempted to use the more creative. I've got it here somewhere just to put out a copy of the skeleton key device. But it's with GM approval, so you know.
Not gonna let Freddy run around with that kind of power unless he gets super clever and figures out where to find this bitch. Look at Freddy. He's just sitting there going.
There is one thing you could do, but I really don't think I'll tell him no, but I really don't think you can. I really don't think I can say it.
Shows him snapping Coleman Bunting's neck. Yeah! It's that Italian man. Rule! Who knows? Yeah, you can suggest whatever kind of crazy shit you want.
Yeah. And if you think Bunting's involved, you can also just get him to give him the key. He might know where it is, and then you can track him with it.
Do we trust him on that?
Doesn't matter if you're with him. Doesn't matter if you trust him or not.
I mean, as long as you can stay with him.
Yeah, the question is more if you leave, you know, he's got to track it down. Because there's a generic lock, it's a generic key. It won't be that hard to pick it if he knows how to pick locks. So if you could just try and track him.
I'm done. First idea we've had in a hot minute that wasn't breaking into something, so.
Or murdering people.
Oh, slipping. Damn.
Yes. I know. I'm very disappointed. I want to go back to the murder.
I tell you what, if we murder Daphne, Rafe, Oliver, Alex, Tolman, and then we go to June and hit to kill the other Alex, we probably get the murder somewhere along the line, so we should be safe.
Yeah. Well, also,
unless it's that Cantonese, unless it's that Mandarin speaking killing as well.
Also, something is to solve it. All you really have to do is figure out who done it. Oh, I cut you off right there.
Nothing to consider is.
No, perfect.